This is the one I knew people weren't going to agree with me on. This is a Power Rangers suits tier list. We're just ranking all the suits in one season together. I like doing these tier lists based on things that I can literally just look at or show you guys so that we can just base it off of that. This time, I remembered to put it in presentation mode, and then I did it in order, which is great. I'm gonna go over here and show you guys the suits, like so. Be like, oh, hey, these are all the suits in Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. I wonder where I should rate all of them. We'll go back over here, grab Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, which is on here 3 times, weirdly enough. As always, there are no Ds. If you get a D, you're just getting an F. This picture is always funny to me because Billy looks like he just has a turtleneck on. Here we go. Mighty Morphin Power Ranger suits, obviously iconic. These suits rule. I'm gonna put them in A tier, not quite S tier, because for Mighty Morphin Power Rangers alone, these movie suits, not these, these movie suits, absolute bangers. Okay, these ones specifically go in S tier for me. And then we have the Ninjetti suits. These, but I want to find a picture with the hoods up. That's just a Tommy picture. Y'all get the idea. They're just pristine to the point. They're not quite Power Rangers, if that makes sense. They're Power Ninja-y enough. They are what they are. I think they're cool, but they're gonna be. Vaughn, what's wrong with the white Ninjetti suit? You know what's wrong with it? Do you think if I Googled the other suit that we're thinking of as a comparison, like this YouTube live stream will just be shut down right now? Let's jump on over to the Alien Ranger suits. These lovely simplistic suits. I'm not a gigantic fan of, honestly. They are getting C tier. We're just going down the line right now. They're just super simple, very solid color. Like nothing, just nothing's happening all the way through, which is gonna be a thing we'll run into a lot. Power Rangers, G.O. or Zeo, depending on what year you were born in. Gold Ranger, one of my favorite suits of all time, because as simplistic as they are, I love the gold in them all. I love the like symbols going on. Zeo's straight up A tier for me. King Ranger suit deserves more love. Dude, like I said, this is one of my favorite suits in all of Power Rangers. Green Ranger is cool, then White Ranger upped it, and then Zeo Ranger Gold just was like, oh, this is the suit. Power Rangers Turbo suits. When I was a kid, I saw these suits and I was like, those are trash. Although in the Turbo movie, when the lights went on, I was like, that's pretty cool. Now they've grown on me a little bit. I will drop them in C tier. Power Rangers in Space. I know I told you all my favorite suit. Now let me introduce you to my favorite Power Ranger. This is your boy Zane. He is the laziest Power Ranger of all time. All he wants to do is hang out and get chicks, and it's the funniest thing that whole season. Zane is the original Star-Lord, correct. Spacesuits are simple but cool. Ooh, S tier, B tier. I'm gonna put spacesuits in A tier because I love them. They are super simple, but they're insanely cool, and they look a little more uniform than the rest of them. I like the stripes of white going in. I like the colors along the chest. I just think they look really cool. Power Rangers Lost Galaxy. Does the Magna Defender count in this team? All right, everyone's saying Extra Ranger. Yes, Extra Ranger for sure. The only thing that convinces me of that is that he's got the Charlie Brown on his shoulder, but he's just so different. Never watched Lost Galaxy, but apparently from what I've heard, it's trash. You've heard wrong. Everyone trashes on Lost Galaxy for being like Charlie Brown suits. And not that I don't agree, like I get where you're coming from, but the helmets saved Lost Galaxy so much. They're just a B for me though. Blame Super Sentai for the suits? Yeah, exactly. All of you that are like, man, Sentai's better, blame them for these suits. Light Speed Rescue, and the debut of the first completely American Ranger in my boy Ryan right here, the Titanium Ranger. And I just want to go over Ryan's story a little bit. Was kidnapped by the devil. And then the devil said, hey, your #1 mission in life is to hate your father. The devil was a petty bitch in Lightspeed Rescue. But Ryan the Titanium Ranger, absolutely goated. You are right, TM. F tier suit, you hate it with a passion, really. Lightspeed Rescue suits are so uniform that Titanium Ranger does look out of place. But I love the helmets for the simple fact that they're just round. Lightspeed gets a B. The morphing sequence where they threw it in front of them and it like gelled onto them, so sick. Power Rangers Time Force, and this is where we get to my favorite season of all time. So I'm gonna have to agree with Vaughn on this one. Mr. Cooper said it first. I'm not even gonna play around. Time Force is S. You guys agree. Thank you. There's a reason you follow this channel. Quantum Ranger, one of the best extra rangers of all time. I can gush about it more and more, but if you follow this channel, you're gonna see it every single time. Where I personally kind of started falling off of Power Rangers Wild Force. These are bad pictures, right? Let's find a better picture. All right, better picture. Power Rangers Wild Force. And when I started falling off, I thought this was the dumbest helmet of all time. Tell me how I hate that helmet and love this helmet. Everybody's pretty split on this one. B, C, S, A, B. Nobody's saying F tier though. Wild Force for me, C tier. Ninja Storm. Ninja Storm S tier, A tier. You all are going in with Ninja Storm. I do like Cam's suit. I like Blake and Hunter's. I don't know if I like the core 3 Ninja Storm suits as much. Although I don't like when when Cam switches forms and takes it off, because I think the suit just looks lame without the... I get the idea that it's like a Rock Lee type Piccolo, drop the thing, it makes the crater, and it's like, oh, he can move fast. It's just, the suit doesn't look right without it. Ninja Storm for me, A tier. Power Rangers Dino Thunder, the season that your boy came back for. Dino Thunder is S tier, mostly because White Ranger is one of the best suits ever. S tier, S tier, S tier, S tier. Dr. Oliver, Tommy himself, the Black Brachio Ranger, is one of the worst suits in all of Power Rangers. It looks so stupid. As much as these 4 bring this up, this dude drops him down. And I don't even hate Tommy. I love Tommy. This is the one I knew people weren't going to agree with me on. They go in A tier just because this dude drops him down. I want to see somebody grab the top of the helmet and just swing this fool around. SPD. Boy, did I hate these suits when I was younger. And given I didn't watch SPD when it was airing, I thought it was, I was like, oh, Power Rangers for kids now. Especially like as soon as I saw like Doggy Kruger and everything, I was like, they got a furry on Power Rangers. Now I can firmly say this suit is one of the coolest suits in Power Rangers. Saves the whole season. With these, I've grown to like them more. I really like the helmets. I'm still not the biggest fan of the numbers on the suits. You'll see as we go along in this tier list, is one of my things that I don't like about Power Ranger suits, or some of them, is this thing where it's like all of them need to have this big piece that's all colored the same, or this pattern that's all colored the same, and the numbers are that for me. And this is where my dislike of them kind of started. Suits in general are gonna go in B tier for me. Mystic Force. I do like the straps on them going all the way down. I think that's cool. I think it's a nice way to break up the suits, if that makes sense. Mystic Force, straight to B. Operation Overdrive is the season that is very popular to shit on. Drunk Box with the F tier right away. B tier, Mercury Ranger brings it down to a C. Really? Mercury Ranger drops it for you. I will give it that it has that like nice color break. It's got the white all the way down the middle. The helmets are pretty bad. Pretty much the most shit on season. As much as I don't want to contribute to that, it's going in C. Next up, what a terrible picture. Give Jungle Fury S or I fight. This one, I'm guessing is a bat. God awful. This is ugly. Nico spamming S in the chat. For me, B tier. RPM, the most beloved season by 90% of the fandom. RPM, it's the best, it's the greatest, it's the most dark. Oh, RPM belongs in the Library of Congress. That's all I hear every day from Power Rangers fans. These suits, F tier. These suits are hot trash. And everyone knows it too. In fact, the people making this show knew it. And they were like, hey, we're just gonna make a really cool season. And these suits, we're gonna make fun of them the entire time. You can blame Goandra for that. If ever I don't like suits, it's always Sentai's fault. Look at that helmet, which one and what about it? Because that is not helping your case in any of this. Power Ranger Samurai, everyone's favorite Nickelodeon season. I really dig these suits, in fact. I don't know if I like gold as much, but I dig the idea behind all these suits. So like, shout out to Shinkanger for getting it right. I honestly really like the black. Yeah, so these are gonna get a B for me because I really like them. Is that what I'm rating? No, what the heck is this one? Cockpit mode. That can't be what it's called, but I guarantee it's gonna come up. These are on the tier list for some reason. Mind you, I did not make this tier list. Just looks like straight up toy. Shogun mode is sick, true, but it's not this, which is actually on the list. This looks like a straight up toy. This goes in C. Megaforce first, regular Megaforce. Ooh, we're really split on this one, huh? We got some Fs, we got some Cs, we got some S's. Gokaiger is better. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. We're ranking Power Ranger suits. God, I really hate Gosei Knight. It's just a bad. I don't like how this suit looks at all. I do like the white trim on the helmets though, but I just think there's too much white going down for the rest of it. So I'm gonna put these in C tier. Now for the super mega forces, the pirates in the Power Rangers universe, everyone just says S tier. I think this suit is probably my favorite out of all these because I really dig his helmet, how piratey it is. I think these are A tier suits, super cool suits. Has a bandana. Oh, is that what that's supposed to be? I just thought it was like a cool pirate flag. Dino, charge. Really kind of dig the shoulders on these. I love that it's broken up by the middle, the shoulders being their own kind of like little armor piece. For some reason, the helmets remind me of like a coloring book, if that makes sense. I don't like the mouthpieces on them. They're gonna go in C. What do you guys think of Ninja Steel? I like Ninja Steel because I got to see the Falcon Zord again. Garbage suits. Blue was good, big S, F, Core Fiber A, but gold is F tier. Star Ninja is best suit. You guys are all over the place with this list. I'm loving this. How come y'all are hating on the Cowboy Gold? I like the sashes. I like how it breaks up a lot of the suits, goes in the front and back. I hate the helmets being silver on the top. I think the helmets being silver on the top is ass, and you could have just made it the whole visor and it would have been fine. The swords I'm not the biggest fan of just because they look very toy-like. Easy B tier. Next up, the movie. This was the first look we got at these suits, if y'all remember. Fun fact, my wife has never stayed up for this movie. She's always slept through. S in the movie looks like an F in photos. Este, there we go, my boy. That is what I was gonna bring up. These suits in motion look really good. When we saw this picture the first time, everyone was fucking livid. Everyone hated these, but I'm not the biggest fan of them, and I don't like overly hate them though. I just think they're fine. I do think there's a lot of things in the Power Rangers movie was going to do better in the sequel. We will get to that in another time. They sold these to people and they didn't do anything with them. They're very kind of indistinguishable besides colors. Like, I don't dig that the helmets are just nothing. But they'll go in B tier for me. Actually, you know what? They'll go in C tier for me. Beast Morphers. This was the figure art. One of the first figure arts I ever bought was Red Buster. Because Go Buster's legitimately one of my favorites. I think one of Go Buster's strengths and downfalls was that it came after Gokaiger. And so everyone was like, oh, this isn't the same, but I think that was cool. What was cool about it? Unfortunately for Power Rangers, it doesn't come in that position. These suits already came after significant redesigns for Power Rangers, where it's like, hey, Power Rangers could be anything. So they didn't get that cool boost that Busters had. I still think they're really cool. They're gonna go B tier for me because they're not quite top. Dino Fury, the Dino Knights of Rafcon. These aren't gonna get S tier as much as you all want it. And I'll tell you why. I hate that the symbol goes lower than the belt. It looks weird. It looks like when like cosplayers do it wrong, because I've seen cosplayers in cosplaying older seasons that have the belt and like it doesn't quite go in the right place. With that said, I think these helmets are beautiful. These helmets kick ass. I love how they protrude off. I love that they're like knights and they have and I also dig the swords. I think the swords are super cool. I love the crunchiness, the biting of it. I dig that. Same thing I was talking about SPD before, of like that one piece, the silver on the arm, not the gigantic fan of. Hasbro better make Lightning Collection for gold. You think they have time to make this? We got to get 6 and 7 Power Rangers Mighty Morphin Pink first. They're not S. I really think the helmets put them between A and B, and I'm leaning towards A. But B, I just have so many problems with them is the thing. Like, I have a lot of, like, it's, okay. Did I put it back? No, I'm not trying to put it in F. Don't flame me, I'm not trying to put it in an F. Let's go in B tier. I just can't stand that this symbol goes lower to the belts and just points at their genitals the whole time. It's so weird to me.